Hello and welcome to the Midland Railway Butterley. We're here at Swanwick Junction on a rather damp day, but we're here for a very special event. It's a naming ceremony which is taking place. A DB Cargo Class 66 is going to be named later this morning. Let's go and find out a little bit more about the event. So Stephen, you must be very pleased to have seen the name unveiled on the 66 today.
Yeah, absolutely, very much so. I think it's, I was just saying to the guys, it's a little bit surreal almost, having, like a few short years ago, we were literally a couple of guys in a pub thinking, oh, maybe we should try our hands at this model making business. And here we are today, literally unveiling an actual locomotive with our company name on the side of it. So a very, very proud moment, and I think a huge testament and credit to the team we have around us now, and that kind of collective effort and passion that we have for the industry.
The company's come a long way in a short period, hasn't it?
Yeah, surprisingly so, I think, in many ways. I mean, when we initially started, the idea was, I wouldn't say quite a hobby, but kind of certainly that kind of cottage industry feeling that we would make a few models for the Irish market initially. And I guess since then, and since particularly the Accurascale brand started in the UK, I think we've found that what we're doing and maybe the passion we're bringing to the product is resonating with customers ultimately. And we've seen, quite frankly, unbelievable growth since we've started, and that tremendously encourages us to keep growing and to keep doing what we're doing, essentially.
Pleased with how the reaction has gone to products coming through from you guys?
Yeah, I think very much so. I think, essentially we're new at this, and it has taken a few models and a few iterations for us to essentially learn the ropes, and we've had sage advice from industry veterans along the way, and a lot of people now joining the team from other manufacturers or other areas of the industry. So I think we've benefited tremendously from that experience and that input, and those kind of lessons and learnings along the way. But I think ultimately we set out to push things forward, to try and drive things forward, create a bit of excitement, do things differently, do things disruptively, essentially. And I think, so far it feels like we're succeeding at that.
I think this is one of those pinch me moments where, you look back to where you were just those few years ago to today.
Yeah, very much so. I think, you go from kind of looking at pictures and videos of a Class 66 to seeing your company's name on the side of one like this morning, and someone like Pete Waterman coming along to unveil it. It's incredibly special. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very proud moment.
Honestly, this is fantastic. I mean, when we do raise throughout the model railway, well, we raise so much money for charities. I'm the president of the RBF, which is the Railway Benefit Fund, and it's a pleasure to have fun making money. It really is. We have to make money to pay wages. It is important to raise money to help people that are not as fortunate as we are. By you turning out today, by DB Shanker's Cargo's generosity and the Accurascale's got generosity, that continues.
To see a 66 with our name on the side of it, it's just, as I said, very surreal, but a very proud moment for us too.
I was going to say, you must be very proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we're a bunch of enthusiasts as well as, obviously what we do, making model railways, so we're enthusiasts of real railways, obviously model railways as well. When we were kids, we looked at names on, locomotives, very evocative ones, but Accurascale probably isn't in that league, obviously. But we never thought we would see something that we're all involved with on the side of a locomotive. So you know, people like Steve Purvis is the project manager on the 66. He done a lot of work with DB to get this over the line with people such as Ross Taylor and all the other guys at DB Cargo. Just really put a lot of legwork into it, and just to bring this to fruition. But you know, they came to us regarding because of the charity work we've done, and just to honour that in their own way. And it's just blown us away, really.
I've been working very closely with DB on the back of doing all our charity work with the Martin House and other projects. And one of their former employees, Ross Taylor, and current employees, David Jenkinson, floated the idea that we could potentially have a loco named. And since then, it's been a hobby horse. So I've been doing all sorts, from the design of the nameplate and the depot plaques, positioning it on the loco, and working with the paint shop as well to make sure it all got done. But it's been about 18 months of work behind the scenes to make this happen today. The depot plaque was not so much an afterthought, but we've got, you may have seen them in the launch videos, we've got depot plaque headboards that we put on the front of the loco. So wouldn't it be great if we could actually get a depot plaque back on a loco? And that was it, really. And we put it on there, and I sent the first artwork over to DB, and they said, yeah, we like it. Yeah, it seemed to be a popular choice, and it stayed. But yeah, I don't think there's many things running around with a proper cast depot plaque on the side. And obviously with the nameplate itself, most of the nameplates are all in transport font. So to be able to use our font and our logo with the colour, like you say, it's something eye-catching.
I think that's quite an important thing to point out. You have done a lot of charity work in the background, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's something, you know, that we touched on earlier on when we were unveiling the name. It's something we wanted to do. The 66 was a fantastic gateway to do it, because there's so many of them running on the network that have, you know, corporate social responsibility twins with the various freight operating companies. So people know we've done the Prostate Cancer UK one with GB Rail Freight. We've done the Samaritans with Freightliner, and now we're doing Martin House Children's Hospice with DB Cargo. We're raising £10,000. This doesn't happen unless modelers and customers get behind it and buy the model, but it's great that we can bring joy to them, not only through a model, but that they know their money's gone to a good cause to make someone else's life a little bit better as well. And we have more in the pipeline, including one that will be unveiled very soon, again with an association with DB Cargo. So it's great that we can do that work. I worked in the charity sector previously in a previous career. I know how hard fundraising can be, especially when you're a smaller charity. So for someone like Martin House to have such an amazing corporate partner, but for them to come to us as well and decide to, and you know, allow us to work with them as well, has been fantastic. And it's just it's great to be able to give back something like that as well, and to do it through the joy of model railways is brilliant.
Now, of course, that leads rather nicely on to the fact that we will be seeing a double gauge model of this particular loco. Again, something that you're working closely on.
Yeah, so Run 2 are about to be delivered. They're currently being boxed up in China, so the ones that we're expected, including your limited edition. And Run 3 are well underway, but the Run 3 will have not a delay, but we've paused Run 3 to do some tooling upgrades in between Run 2 and Run 3. So there's going to be, we'll release full details in time, but there's going to be quite a few little upgrades that just bring the level of the model up a bit more. And that we'll be offering a full range of models, both exclusive and main range, which this one will be one of the main range models.
There's a funny story, actually. When we first acquired the tooling for the 66 from Hattons and announced it, we'd done a launch blog outlining the history of the Class 66, and Gareth Bayer, who's one of our team, had taken some fantastic photos of 66s over the years, and he'd taken a photo of one in Newport, I think around 2001, 2002, in EWS livery. And we only looked back this week, and that was the main image we used on the blog, and it's 66091, which is just kind of crazy. Wow. Really. It's like, just, it was really odd coincidence, because when DB named the local, they say, oh, this is the next one coming into the paint shop, this is the one it's going to carry your name. So that's just an amazing quirk of fate. So it feels there's this kind of nice little, it was meant to be. So yeah, that's certainly going to make up one of the run, and there will also be some nice colourful ones and some nice main range work-a-day locos in there as well.